This is an introduction to bullying, prejudice, and racism incidents, BPRIs. Children and young people tell us that bullying, prejudice, and racism are a significant concern to them, but accurate data on bullying and prejudice-related incidents in establishments is hard to find. National and regional findings have suggested a wide range of detrimental impacts on a child's well-being, development, and attainment. There are many forms of BPRIs. It is important to understand that bullying may be defined as deliberately hurtful behavior, usually repeated over a period of time, where it's difficult for those bullied to defend themselves. Bullying may or may not be because of a protected characteristic, sometimes referred to as identity-based bullying. Although there are many similarities between racist and prejudice-related incidents, it's useful to note the differences. Prejudice-related incidents are often one-off incidents relating to a protected characteristic, which may or may not be directed at an individual. They also may or may not be carried out with the intention to harm or cause offence. 1 in 4 children report experiencing online hate due to their sexual orientation, race, religion, disability, or gender identity. There are many types or foci of an incident, and you should familiarize yourself with them all. Sometimes religious-based incidents are reported as racist. For example, incidents directed at Muslims or Sikhs, because a child is perceived as different, not only by their religious clothing, but also their skin color or family heritage. Sexism and harassment can occur with any gender, however, are noted more with females, and a third of young females between the ages of 11 and 21 have experienced controlling or bullying behavior from their partners. Racism can arise without an intended target, for example, children making offensive remarks about a particular group between themselves. Travellers and gypsies are included in the definition of race. You will find a wealth of information in the new BPRI toolkit, including key dates to add to your establishment's calendar. We'll have a brief introduction to the process to manage a BPRI. At first, the aim is to prevent any incidents to occur, and you'll find lots of resources on our website that you can incorporate into your curriculum. However, it is also important to make sure that your policies meet the needs of the staff and pupils. If an incident does occur, it is good practice to reassure all those involved, alert parents and guardians, and take appropriate steps to investigate. Once the assailant has been identified, it is important to provide early intervention. This can be in the form of working through some resources about the incident during their reset or intervention time. You should record incidents on your system following your policies, and please refer to the toolkit to decide whether you should alert the police. All incidents that involve bullying, prejudice, or racism should then be reported to the local authority through the online platform, which replaces the old form. Lastly, you should always aim to review the situation and see how the target is feeling in a few weeks. The new online BPI reporting system is swifter and more dynamic. When you first start your submission, you'll see that there are tips to help you report effectively. It also allows you to receive instant support in the way of resources and suggestions. Let's briefly discuss what the content of the reporting system contains. You will be asked for the establishment and your details. Then you will provide the assailant details and their initials. You will not be asked to provide their full name. The demographics for the assailant and target include their age, SEND needs, and gender, for example. You'll be able to record more than one target or assailant in one submission. Then record the incident details, and you'll be asked for the main focus of the incident, and you'll be provided with a list of different types of BPRI that we discussed earlier in this training. You must include a description of the incident, whether it was a recurring incident and if there was any police involvement. Again, please refer to the toolkit to review a flowchart that can help you decide if the police should be involved. When you click on any of the suggestion links, this will open in a new tab or window. You will not lose your submission. Coming to the end, you'll be asked if the incident constitutes as hate crime or radicalisation. Lastly, you can outline the establishment's response to the incident and ask for further support. Once you have submitted, you can print a copy of your submission or you can create a log number and you'll receive an email with your submission. There are many myths and misconceptions about reporting BPRIs. We have created a 1-minute guide that looks at all of these, and this can be found on our website. Let's discuss a few before we end this training. If my establishment reports a high volume of incidents, then Ofsted will arrange an emergency visit. This is a misconception. The legislation explains that Ofsted has the expectation that establishments follow the correct procedure to prevent and manage any incident. The incidents reported to the local authority are not directly sent to Ofsted, and only if Ofsted requests details or figures do we share this with them. Ofsted don't have an identified threshold. However, it is important to note that if an Ofsted complaint is received regarding a BPRI, then details of this will be looked up on the reporting system for clarity. We only have to report incidents that involve children. This is a myth. Any incident involving anyone in your establishment should be reported. Even if someone from the community targets someone in your establishment, it should be reported. It is important in your staff policies to make it clear that incidents towards or involving staff will also be reported in the same manner. Your establishment will have its own whistleblowing policy. If we don't report incidents to the local authority, no one will know that we have had any. This is also a misconception. Many local authority staff work in establishments working closely with children and families, and so they hear of incidents regularly. You may find that these staff challenge your establishment as to why there isn't a record. It is important to note that under your equality duty, data, objectives, and compliance should be published annually. Only incidents on the establishment grounds need to be reported. The Education and Inspections Act 2006 makes it very clear that the establishment has a responsibility to address all incidents involving their children, including those that occur outside of the establishment. All incidents that are made known to the establishment involving their staff, children, or parents and guardians should be reported to the local authority. We hope you have found this short video useful, and if you need further support, please don't hesitate to contact us.